and junk drawer. Oh, hello there.
Hi.
We are
Welcome back
what he said.
to this place.
Pat,
I think we've established that it's purgatory?
yes, purgatory, and you have 6 eyes right now.
Yes. I brought an abundance of eyes tonight because we couldn't pass a perception or investigation check last week to save our lives. Or at least not Carlos's.
Call back.
Anyway. So, welcome back to another episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Junk Drawer. We are going to kick it off this week, starting with the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Spillane. What you got for us, buddy?
Oh, word? Yeah, be sure to go ahead and check us out on Instagram at The Junk Drawer Show. I literally just put up a post right now. So go like it and tell me which character of ours you like the most. Alder. Anywho, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's really all. It could be. You never know. Let them believe in me. I think that's pretty much all I have this week. We did have a new podcast come out on Monday where Josh talked with his friend Devin, who she used to be a beekeeper in Long Island. The video got corrupted, so they don't have all of it there, but a lot of it is about her beekeeping stuff, and that sounds pretty cool. And then we also should have some new NFL content coming out soon, courtesy of Pat, myself, and our drunken friend Craig. This time he was just drunk off of being a dad, though. I don't think he was actually drunk. But we should have more NFL content coming to you soon. So, yeah.
Hell yeah. Up next, we have Carlos. What you got for us, bruh?
I'm going to do my usual shout out to Random Encounter Productions. If you guys want to check them out whenever you're not watching us, you can check them out at Random Encounter PROD on Twitch. That's the other group that I play with. I'm hopefully trying to figure technical things out with them, and I'll be able to join them soon. But apparently they did a giant boss battle last night, so let's see if they all survived. Also, I wanted to shout out real quick the Redbubble account that I created so that I'm making both junk drawer art to put on there. Once I have another piece of art up there to buy and purchase for different products, such as t-shirts, phone cases, etc., we'll let you guys know. I just have to go ahead and change the files to the size and then upload them there, and you can feel free to buy those there. I think as of now we've sold a couple of junk drawer t-shirts actually. I think we have like 2 or 3 sales. So
yeah.
Check them out. Right now there's only one design, but hopefully by next week I can tell y'all that we have another design up. So yeah.
And links are in the description down below.
That.
Check him out. That voice is the sultry sounds of Josh Delgado.
Oh, hey guys. My shout out today is to my new friend Harrison, who I went camping with this weekend, and he found a partial bear spine and brought it back to the campsite.
Hell yeah.
So nothing, no real comments. It was just kind of cool.
Are you in character right now, or is this a real thing that happened?
This is a real thing that happened. He went on this like walk around the campsite area, came back, and he's like, guys, I found this bear spine. And then we just had a bear spine by the fire. So, also, fuck you, Donovan.
And last but certainly not least, your love, my love, our love. Dice Daddy, what you got for us?
I have a few things. First off, Cholula. I want to be sponsored. Sponsor me. You're delicious. Had you on pizza today. So, keep that in mind. Wanted to shout out our Roll20 friends. We're also not sponsored by Roll20. If I could be like a race car for our sponsors, I would totally just get a Cholula and a Roll20 tattoo, but then my mom would disown me. So I might. So if you are looking for safe social distancing while playing tabletop games with your friends, I highly suggest Roll20. Lots of cool stuff in the marketplace. They have a lot of free stuff like Call of Cthulhu. What? You like H.P. Lovecraft? Don't look up his cat's name. But they have other things that you can spend currency on. Some of the people that I have spent currency on has been Mythic Portal Games, my boy Printable Heroes, my boy Kev at Kev's Lounge, of course the incomparable David Hemingway, who he will be mine one day. and just lots of cool stuff. Everything is high quality, which I really appreciate as a dungeon master. Customizable. They even come with the pixel specs, so you know what you're putting in and you know what gauge of detail you're getting. So check them out. Cholula, why won't you call me?
I looked up his cat name.
It's bad.
That was a
Don't talk about
mistake.
it.
Holy shit.
Don't do it. H.P. Lovecraft's a monster.
That's why he was so good at
Yeah.
writing them.
That's fair. That's fair. So I will cap us off tonight by doing my usual shout out to my wife, who lets me play Imagination with you guys every week. I appreciate you, Shan. Love you. And I also want to take this time to shout out anyone that was thinking about voting for Kanye West as a write-in in the 2020 election. Please don't do that, because I'll be mad at you and I won't be your friend.
Got him.
Don't do it.
But with that being said, let's get into all the fun and the goodness and the scariness and the total party kill that's going to happen shortly. Dice Daddy.
TPK.
Ready.
Sorry, I re-looked up the name. Okay.
Yeah, I just did too, and I'm
last time we were all together within the confines of the Lizard Temple to the great and all-powerful Ubatao. Through some shenanigans of some traps, you had met some very large lethargic snails that were a lot bigger than you, that the party had decided to not really get too close to, really mess with. Eventually they found themselves in this massive wading pool. Murky water at the bottom of this pool, and upon further inspection, there are two statues and different depictions on the walls before a massive alligator popped up out of the water, like in Jaws, and almost swallowed, almost drowned one of our party members. Tried with two. Eventually, our party was able to defeat our my beast of an alligator, and they currently find themselves bloodied, possibly tired, in the middle of our lizard temple. So we will take it from there. Gang, you just defeated a giant, massive fucking alligator.
oh yeah, that happened.
Hey, Alder, just a quick, like, for future reference, if anything big and scary ever comes out of the water, 9 times out of 10, just don't try and talk to it, because otherwise I'm going to drown and die.
Well, see, the issue there is I've been reading this book that I got from Ashiki about how to be more of a gentleman and be better around people and conversations with different things. So I've been trying that out. Apparently, this instance didn't work. So I'm going to go ahead and take notes of that. I appreciate your feedback. And sorry if I was a little bit of an ass about it. When that happened earlier, I was just kind of in the zone trying a new thing, and it didn't work. But I appreciate your feedback. It's been noted, and thank you.
I would like you to know this is the most gentlemanly encounter I've ever had with you, so it's working. Just kind of like keep it to us, not that.
Yeah. I definitely think that I misinterpreted what was happening in the situation, so you're right.
I'm glad we came to this conclusion. I feel good about it.
Yeah. So what do we do now? 'Cause I don't know where we might be going.
I'm carrying Thok, aren't I? He's like on my back. I'm having this discussion.
Yes. Thok, I do
Sweet.
need you to roll a d4 to see how long you're out.
Oh god, please not a 4.
Hold on.
A 5.
Tray. 5. Fuck, stay in the tray. 2.
Okay. Your cleric is going to be out for 2 hours.
Oh man.
Good.
Where is the alligator sitting up on top of the water, or did it sink, or what?
It did sink. As you should recall, you did have to pull Thok out of its jaws as it was weighing him down.
That is right.
And he was slowly drowning.
Then I will not take one of its teeth.
I mean, you would have to dive a little bit, but...
Yeah, it seems like a lot of work.
I mean, do we know about the door that is underneath the pool? Because, like, that was a Thok thing, and I don't know if he said that to the group.
I thought the door was just where the alligator came from, kind of like a basin.
Well, if Thok shared, I mean, I would give you more detail, but I don't know if he did. I don't believe
think I had
so.
time to.
So
I don't think so. So we have no
Yeah.
idea.
we have a giant pool of water, babies.
And there's no door north or east or west.
No,
All right.
it's just the one that you came in through.
Well,
I'm gonna go into a corner and kind of sit down and take a short rest, because like looking at Thok, I'm gonna kind of pertain that he's gonna be out for a while. So I'm gonna kind of just sit for 30 minutes and catch my breath.
Okay. What else are you guys doing?
I will. I'll cast locate object.
Okay. What are you trying to locate?
The tablets
Okay.
or the slabs, whatever.
This one.
Just trying to get an idea of what direction to go.
You do get a hint of it is under you.
Okay. Is it like straight down, or do I get like an angle?
You get the ping where the yellow box is.
Okay. Alder, what are you doing?
At this point, I'm kind of just like pacing around, thinking about what we might be doing next. I'm not 100% sure what the play is at this point.
Okay. Well, I'll walk up to Alder because I know Donner's trying to get a little bit of rest, and just say, "Hey, man, did you see anything while you were down there with the alligator? Like a doorway?" Alder.
I didn't get far enough down.
I'm getting pings down there, but I don't know. It seems
I mean,
weird that that's the direction we would have to go, right? It's all water. Lizards can't swim.
I mean, did you not see what we just fought?
Oh, but that's an alligator.
Alligators are a form of lizard.
That seems a little close-minded, man.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but they are from the same species, essentially.
All right, but if someone gets mad at us for calling them the same thing, I'm looking at you.
I'm not gonna just go around and start yelling "Hey lizard" at anything that might be a lizard and or an alligator. That's not what I'm about to do here. I'm just saying that they are essentially ancestors of one another.
All right. But I'm going to keep an eye on you. You're starting to say things that make me question your gentlemanliness.
I've been working on being better, so I'm not perfect yet. Still got to read my book.
Hey, man. And I put my hand on his shoulder. We're all working towards something. And then I just walk away.
I don't really know what that means.
Oh, you'll know one day.
I'm sure I will.
So I'm going to come over to this statue real quick and look at the inscription that I assume is there based on the other one. Justin, we can't hear you.
Sorry, I was muted. Yes. So you're just basically inscribing what is in this reptilian language.
Yeah, I want to be able to compare both of them, see if any information I can glean from it.
Okay. Let me see here. You might have to take some time with it and sit with it, but you might be able to start decoding some of it. Let me see here. You do need to have, to learn a completely new language, you do need to spend 250 days and 250 gold pieces to learn one language. So if you want to start now, you may.
Well, really, I just want to copy it down until
Okay.
there's like a city that we can go to and maybe be like, hey, you maybe know lizard.
Okay. Not problematic at all. Go ahead and
What if
so
they know
you're
lizard?
go ahead and roll a I want you to roll a intelligence and a sleight of hand check to see if you're able to draw it fairly.
Okay. Intelligence blue, sleight of hand, see through. So intelligence, I got 19.
Okay.
Sleight of hand, 17.
Okay. So you're able to get it down fairly well. You're able to almost mimic the crude kind of carvings in the stone. Not exact, obviously. It would have to take time to sit down and like shade and all of that, but you're able to get the symbols down at least, and you put them in your notebook.
Sweet. Then after that, I'll just walk back up to all. What corner are you in, Donner?
I would say that I'm over here.
Okay. Then I will move back over there. You can still talk during a short rest, right? It's just you're chilling.
Oh yeah, I'm just like kind of lying back.
Yeah,
know.
just strenuous activity he can't do.
All right.
I can't like just start, moving boulders and stuff.
Right. All right. So I'll walk up and I'll say to Donner, hey, did you notice anything down in the pool when you were, being chewed up?
Well, I mean, I noticed a lot of teeth. I noticed that Thok has the ability to kind of make me fly out of water. That was cool.
Yeah, that was real cool.
It was pretty cool. Hopefully he doesn't die. Other than that, no, I don't think I saw anything. Would I have seen anything, DM, as I kind of like pushed out of the jaws?
You would roll a intelligence check for me at disadvantage, as you were pretty frantic climbing out of the jaws.
It's going to be a 4.
Not entirely sure. It was a little thick and dark, and there was just a lot going on at the moment. You didn't really take into your surroundings. Your only instinct was to swim up.
Yeah, I just didn't want to die, so I kind of swam as fast as I could.
Yeah, that's understandable. Well, I don't see a way to go up here, and I tried to locate the object, and it's pointing straight down. So I don't know if it's in here.
So, Dream, what I would say is I can kind of, once I've kind of caught my breath a little bit, I can take a swim down. I'm a little more durable than you, and I can take kind of a swim down and see if there's anything down there, if you'd like, and then come up before I go in and kind of report what I see.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Quick question to DM about the knife shoe.
Yeah.
The teleport feature, because I still can't find the thing you sent us.
Yeah.
Is it? I remember it was like within 100 feet, I think. But does it have to be in line of sight, or I just have to know where it is?
I would say line of sight.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, man. Okay. Well, you rest up, and I'll rest up, and Alder will keep practicing to be a gentleman, and see how it goes.
On it.
You're doing great, buddy. I appreciate you.
He doesn't even have a monocle.
I mean, we're not living in the lavish part of luxury yet, you know. We're getting there.
And then Dremel will just slump down next to Donner and just hang out.
Okay. And how long are we hanging out for?
Mine was 30 minutes, and then I was going to get up.
Okay. 30 minutes, is that what the consensus is?
Yeah, the only other thing I'd be doing during that time is just seeing if there's anything I can do to try and help Thok be comfortable. Obviously, I know he's pretty much knocked out, but...
Would I be able to kind of get up and come over here and see if I can just kind of like keep an ear out for anybody coming?
Yeah, you can kind of have your back to the wall and listen out. If you'd like, you can make a perception check for me.
I would love that. Good. Perfect. That's 14.
14. Okay. So, I mean, you hear the occasional scratchings and drippings and I don't want to say voices in the cave, but just ominous noises coming from the cave. But you don't have a direction that they're coming from. And you also don't have it doesn't get louder. There isn't like a point of reference for it to get louder for you. So you don't know what direction and whatnot.
So I'm gonna whisper over to Dremel, and I kind of lean over and be like, "Hey, I'm just keep everybody on alert. I can kind of hear some rustling happen, and I can't really tell where it's coming from, but I know that we're not alone, at least not yet."
Gotcha. And I'll pull out my pole arm, just have it ready,
Mhm.
and then with my other hand cast Mage Hand to stand guard in front of Thok.
Okay. Okay. So you do take your 30 minutes. Go ahead and roll your hit dice and how many hit dice you'd like to.
Yeah, I did that already.
Okay. Alder Drummel, you also may do that if you were taking a short rest to heal up.
I don't think I took any damage.
Yeah, I was actually at full health. I think I might have used a wild shape, so I reset my wild shape with the short rest.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of get up and stretch, and I'm gonna lean over to Alder and tell him the same thing I told Dremel. Just kind of be on a lookout. I don't think we're alone. And I'm gonna get in the pool to kind of go down, but I'm gonna
Okay.
do it quietly. I don't want to like do a big cannonball splash and like alert if there's anyone downstairs. Don't want to alert.
Okay. Roll a.
Yeah,
I was gonna say roll a stealth.
I was going to say, before he does that, can I kind of give a listen, see if I hear the noises that he was hearing?
I would say you can kind of do it consecutively. So, Donner, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me, and Alder a perception check.
18.
28.
18 and 28. Okay, so you're able to get in fairly quietly. Alder, you're able to hear him. And Alder, you hear the occasional scratches. With your 28, you hear the occasional whispers in the great venue of this temple, so in the great hallways and whatnot. Can't get a direct location of where they're coming from, but you do hear the occasional voices in a language you don't quite understand.
And I'll just kind of be like, yeah, that's creepy. See if anyone hears, just kind of saying it in general, just to see if anyone questions me on it.
What's creepy?
Well, sure Donna said it to you as well, but he said that he was hearing some noises, and now I'm not only hearing like scratches and like creaks and stuff like that. I can't get a direction from where they're coming from. I think it's because the acoustics in here are wild, but it's like voices whispering, but it's not a language I know.
Huh.
So I can't tell if we're being watched and how closely we're being watched, but I think we're probably being watched.
Well, we'll
Like,
just
I'm not
watch 'em
surprised
back.
by that, but just, typical, hey, what's up? I'm being a hypochondriac.
All right.
It's a $5 word.
I'm very proud of you. That gentleman
Yeah.
book is really paying off.
And I bow.
Maybe not paying off quite right yet.
Is that the wrong culture?
It's not wrong. It's just we're not whatever. So I'm gonna look. The only door is the front one, right? Looking around. Is it open right now?
It is.
All right.
From when you opened it.
I'm going to walk over to it and quietly close it.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a stealth for me as you quietly close that. Donner, what are you doing in the water?
I'm just gonna swim down to the bottom.
Okay. How long can you hold your breath?
My con's 4,
Mm-hmm.
so a
Damn it.
while.
Okay. Give me one sec. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Do you need my
Blub,
help
blub, 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 blub.
closing that door quietly, Dremel?
I'd say I got about 75% quiet.
Okay, I think you could probably handle it then. I think we'll be all right.
Just, I guess, look around, see if there's something we didn't notice when we first came in here.
Yeah, I guess I'll do a quick once over of the room again now that the giant alligator's gone to see if there's anything else that we might have missed that I could in here. That's weird.
How many times can you turn into an animal?
Well, I just took a rest, so twice.
All right. That's fewer times than I thought. I was hoping you could just do it. I think it's kind of fun.
I mean, the more that we travel and the stronger that we get, I'll be able to do it more times.
Now, do you have to look like a certain animal you've seen, or can you customize it?
No, it's there's probably some small modifications I could do. Like, say, if I wanted to turn into a horse, I could probably turn into a horse that looks like Dusk, or a horse that looks like Dusk with like different colors. So like, but if I'm trying to look like Dusk, I will look like Dusk. If that makes sense. I don't know if it does.
Yeah, I get you. I was just hoping.
But I can't like turn into an animal I haven't seen before. That's the catch.
Okay, well, so you know how I look right now? Can you do that?
You are more humanoid than you are animal right now.
No, I'm not. I'm Gex.
Yeah, no, that's still humanoid because you're a Lizardfolk.
Kind of. I didn't know what a Lizardfolk looked like, so I'm
Yeah,
Gex.
but you did your best, and I gotta say, smashing.
Man,
Clearly.
thank you.
But
I'll be honest, I was a
not...
little nervous because I've never seen a Lizardfolk, and I thought Donner might make fun of me, but he's like been super cool about it.
Yeah. Also, he's underwater right now. We should probably be keeping an eye on him, because he went under really quietly.
Yeah, he's sneaky. He can do it.
Yeah, but that's a long swim down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Because it looks like where he's going.
Have you seen his lung capacity? It is insane.
I'm not doubting that, but we also weren't expecting a gigantic alligator person thing to attack us. So there's probably other things in the water that might be dangerous to Donna right now.
Okay. You're not wrong. And I'll take a step to be close, like halfway between the door, or I guess I'd take a step up after I close the door.
Okay.
And then
Meanwhile, so Donner, you're able to go into the water, take a big breath. The first, I would say, 30 to 40 feet of just straight diving down isn't too bothersome. It's by the time you get to 50 or 60 that you start kind of feeling your lungs slightly burn. I'll say it takes you about, it takes you about a minute to get down there. It's when you hit 70 and 80 that I need you to make a con check for me.
Con check or save?
Check. Check for 70, and then we'll see if you get to 80.
22.
22? Okay. So you start to feel the pressure of deep dive as the water kind of constricts you a little bit. You didn't really notice it before because other matters were at hand. However, now kind of diving, you actually see the body of this alligator just kind of just down in the depths. And then as you go your additional 10 feet, I need you to make a con save.
23.
23. Okay. So you're able to kind of bear through the deep pressure. You actually feel your abs start to burn a little bit. Your ribs start to burn, biceps as you kind of claw your way down. Go ahead and make an investigation check now that you're on the ground.
14.
Okay. with your 14, you kind of start feeling around at the bottom. Most of the bottom is stone. It's not until you get more towards the middle that you start feeling metal, and it feels like it's almost like a weave on top of each other as you kind of feel around and you feel these little like checkered kind of marks before eventually you start to get a little bit your lungs start to burn a little bit more. Would you like to continue looking?
No, I'm gonna come up first and then let them know what I've found first
Okay, go
and
ahead
see
and
what they want me to do.
make another con check for me. Make sure you get up without passing out.
22.
Okay, so you're able to kind of shoot up, and you're slightly red as Dremel and Alder, you see Donner break the surface as you hear as he takes a big deep breath in.
That was way deeper than I thought it was going to be. Excuse me. All right, I'm good.
No other alligators down there.
I mean, there's a big dead one, but no, not that I saw. There is a big metal door. It's kind of like, I wouldn't even say it's a door. It's just kind of like metal weaved into metal. I didn't see if I could move it because I didn't want to make any kind of movements without kind of consulting the group first.
Was it like a solid door or more like a grate? Like something that the water could drain through?
It was more like a grate, right? Yeah, it was more grated. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was like a door, like you could just open it and then water would come pouring into. I would say it's already in there, keeping something contained, question mark?
Something like
That sounds.
Go ahead.
Oh no, that sounds terrifying. We already fought a giant alligator. What else could it be hiding?
I mean, it could just be the tablets. It could be mermaids. I don't know. I've never seen a grate like this before, and I don't know where we are, so...
Are mermaids real?
Thok would know.
Thok.
DM, would I know if mermaids were real? In my travels?
You're muted.
You are muted.
Sorry, I'm thinking. I would say you've run into a mermaid or two.
I mean, I've seen a mermaid or two.
Oh.
It's like there's an echo in here.
It is a cave.
Or two.
Okay, well, I guess mermaids are real then.
Just brush over that. Oh, cool.
I mean, it's pretty neat. They're kind of dope, but that was a long time ago, so I don't know if they're necessarily around anymore.
Yeah, I've heard stories that they're terrible, actually. So,
I mean, I guess anyone could be terrible depending on how you treat them.
yeah, fair enough. I got to keep reading my book.
You got to stop saying that whole groups of people are terrible.
And I'm just sitting here like this on the edge.
Kicking your feet.
Tell me more.
Okay, so hearing that, it sounds like a grate, which I would assume would be some sort of drainage system or a cage. But the alligator was out of it. I
also want to say it's tough to get down there, guys. I'm a little concerned about your ability to get there. It was tough.
That's why there's got to be some sort of drainage.
It took me like a minute to get down there, just me, and like you guys don't look like me and can't swim like me. So
yeah, I used to practice holding my breath, and I can do it about 62 seconds.
That's really good for someone who doesn't have to go underwater.
Thank you, man.
And then I'll just go ahead and just kind of like put my bag down and be like, I'm coming. And then just kind of ease my way into the water quietly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth for me.
Kind of basically making the joke that can hold my breath decently well. Oh, that's not good. My stealth is a 9.
Okay, great. So as you kind of go in, you're like, bloody hell, is this cold? Just a little louder than you would have anticipated.
Colder than I thought it was going to be. Why did I feel like it was warmer when we were fighting a giant thing. All right.
Hey, Alder, this is a
Yep.
covert mission, just so you know.
COVID. Yeah. That wasn't in the
Mhm.
book. Sorry, don't know what that means, but I'll be quieter if that's. I'm assuming, right?
It's definitely what I was going for. Perfect.
Yeah,
Alright,
man,
yeah,
shut the
let's-
fuck up.
Okay, let's. I guess start making our way down to the bottom of this area.
Okay. Are you gonna like hold on to me to get down, or
I mean,
Just gonna-
I do know how to swim, so it's more so up to you. If you want
mean-
to swim me, or if you want me to swim myself.
we could swim together?
Tandem swimming? Alright, let's do it. Let's hold hands.
All right, so we're gonna go back to the center and go down and try and see if I can move these grates.
While they're doing that, I want to look
DM,
around.
you
the
are
room.
muted still, just so you know. Yeah, you know. Perfect.
Okay, so this is us talking underwater. It sounds a lot like.
Yes, Dremel, what were you doing during this interaction?
All right, while they're doing that, I want to look around to see if there's anything that resembles a switch or some way to open up a grate, something to help us move forward.
Okay,
Just around
Go
the
ahead.
room, because I can't
Go
swim
ahead.
down there.
go ahead and roll an investigation for me.
I mean, you do know the one trap.
Yeah, modded 20.
It takes you a little bit, and you look around. However, you do see that there aren't any kind of switches on the walls. There aren't anything on the ground besides the one trap that you know of.
Then I will just walk back over to Thok and sit and wait.
Okay. Okay. So, meanwhile, two of you are underwater. I need both of you to make con checks as you get to the 70-foot mark.
Okay, I've cast guidance on myself just for reference.
22.
21.
Okay. So you
I
two are
wasn't guided.
you guys are able to muscle your way to 70.
It
Uh,
didn't
go
help
a-
that much.
Go ahead and make con checks now, or con saves, to see if you can withstand the 80.
$11. This
Uh,
time
nat-
it was needed.
Natural 20 for a 28.
Okay, so Donner, you are able to muscle your way through. Okay, give me one moment.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Alder, you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as you're kind of constricted by said pressure. And you start floating your way back up as the air is slowly coming out of your lungs as you're being almost squeezed like a pimple.
And I'm going to try and reach my hand out to Donna
Mhm.
to see if he can take notice of it and grab to try and pull me down to him.
Would I have noticed him like struggle? Because I would have been focused on the grate going down.
I would say like not right away. You would probably notice. Alder, how are you communicating that you're having a tough time?
It's going to be a little bit of the... And then just kind of like waving my arm.
But
Okay.
I would say that would get my attention.
It looks like Alder's having a rough time.
I'll try and reach out and grab his arm and just
like,
pull
kinda,
him
like,
down.
point at myself.
Okay. Go. So you go ahead and you start pulling him down. Okay. So the two of you are at the bottom of the water. Let's see here. Go ahead. If you're looking for anything, go ahead and roll a investigation check for me.
I'm going to try and move the grates. I'm not going to try and look for anything.
And then Alder, what is your con?
Con is a +3.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast guidance on Donner and aid him in his moving of the grate, and I'm gonna go ahead and investigate myself as well.
Okay. Give me one moment. I'm just doing some shady DM stuff.
Cool.
Okay.
So Donna,
And-
add a D4 to your roll. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So
And
both
add
of you
advantage.
Go ahead and make your rolls.
Ooh. What am I doing to try and move the grates?
What do you believe Donner would try to do?
I mean, he's going to try and muscle it, but I didn't know if it was a check or a save.
It's going to be a strength check. It's underwater too. So I would say the check, because most things are at disadvantage, like if you were going to swing an axe. So it might be at disadvantage. I'm going to say it's at disadvantage because you can't really
Okay.
move a lot of things in the water.
Alda gave me guidance, which gives me advantage.
Well,
So-
no, guidance gives you a D4.
+4. So
I'm aiding you, which would give you advantage. So it'd
it's
be a straight roll.
Straight roll with a D4.
And my modifier.
Yeah, which is better than mine, which is why I'm not rolling.
Not great. Not great. All right. Well, 10.
You start pushing and pulling on it as little bubbles start coming out, and you're not able to get a lot of leeway with this thing.
Does it move at all? Does it look like it's something that needs to be... Do I move him out of the way, or do I kind of perceive in this moment that it's a door? Or like a gate where I'd have to open it?
It doesn't really move. It looks like it has the ability to either something's under it that can slide or the top can slide.
Got it. Okay. That was mostly what I was trying to understand. So that is successful for Pat, not Dunner. So sweet. And Alda, you rolled investigation, right?
Yeah, I got a 13, so nothing crazy for Alda, I'm assuming.
With your 13, you're able to see the grate that Donner was trying to muscle, and you obviously see the giant alligator carcass.
Cool. All right.
Let me see here. Go ahead and Alder, make another con check for me, or con save.
Con save. Cool.
Yeah.
That is 24.
24. Okay. So you are able to kind of withstand the pressure. However, from your earlier roll, things are starting to get a little bit murky for you.
Okay, in that case, I'm just gonna tap Donna and start jetting myself up.
Okay.
Before I follow, I'm going to try and slide the grate. I'm going to try and slide. Instead of like, I imagine the first time I was trying to like pull it,
Right.
where I would separate the slides. This time I'm going to try and like pull it to one side and slide it.
Okay. I need both of you to make con saves. While Alder, I will say you get to about 40 feet, and Donner, I'm going to have you roll this first, and then I'll have you roll your strength. It'll depend on either one.
This was a save.
Yeah.
26.
Okay.
Modded 20.
Modded 20. Okay. So, give me one moment. Donner, go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. So
Wait, is it a disadvantage?
Oh, it is, because it is underwater.
And I'm not by you to aid you this time?
8.
Ugh, fuck.
Okay.
I wanted to be truthful.
I know, you did the right thing, guy.
Okay. So what did you get with the second roll?
An 8.
An 8. So it doesn't really slide all too much. It doesn't really budge, but you can see that it does have the ability to do so.
Okay. And then I would start swimming up behind Alder.
Okay. Go ahead and do one more con save for me, Donner. Alder, you're able to break surface.
17.
17? Okay. We're able to get up as well. So both of you eventually break the surface of the water. As Drem, what have you been doing during this? Were you doing anything besides your investigation? Because I wouldn't say it wouldn't take more than a few seconds to really determine that there isn't a lot in here.
No, I would have looked around to see what I could find, and then knowing that they can only hold their breath for so long, I would have just watched the surface of the water and hang out by Thok.
Okay.
Maybe play patty cake with my mage hand.
Okay. So eventually, Alder and Donner, you're both able to break the surface, and you see Drummel just staring at the water. He looks kind of comfortable, but he seems to be at a loss at the moment.
And I just kind of shrug at him.
So it slides. It's a grate. It slides to reveal, I'm assuming, wherever these tablets are.
Yeah, and it also kind of hurts sometimes when you get down there.
I told you.
Oh no, it was tough. It was tough as shit. Thank you for helping me get down there. Sorry, I couldn't help get it open, but oh fuck.
It's heavy. It's a heavy door. So
I didn't see anything around here in this room that might open it up. But if I remember correctly, that slug room we were in, those plates on the floor, they rotated, right?
No,
I don't believe so.
no, you thought that they might, and then they didn't. But there was 2 other doors in that room that I remember.
Well, Donner, you want to carry Thok, or you think we just hang out until he's awake? I mean, I have no idea how long he'll be out, but
I mean, I think carrying Thok is just going to put us at a very aggressive disadvantage because he's going to be loud. He's going to like clink everywhere, and I don't necessarily want to carry him. He's kind of heavy.
Alder, you think you can turn into something, do some scouting? I can go invisible and come with you.
Could definitely try. Yeah.
Darna, you want to stay here, watch Thok?
I kind of want to get this grate open first. I think I can get it next time.
Well, if that's the case, you'll probably be on your own on that one.
I mean, I would appreciate some help if you could try and come down again.
Okay, I can try.
I mean, any kind of help you can to kind of get this thing to slide open. Because, Drem, you said you thought they were down, so
Thought that what we're down.
the tablets.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I got the ping from. So
I mean, we might as well see what's down here before we kind of say that this room's a loss, you know?
yeah, okay.
At least we're fortified, you know, there's nobody going to come in behind us. It's just a wall,
Got
I
the door
hope.
closed.
The door's closed. So, you know, it could be... We just got to, you know, keep an eye out and be careful.
All
Guard
right.
Thork.
Hey, Alder, you still got that holy water?
Hold, please. Yeah, I still have 3 more flasks of it.
Can I have one real quick? I see a little
yeah,
bit.
I was gonna say, yeah, my bag is right over there.
All right, so I rummaged through his bag, found one of the it's a flask of holy water.
Yeah.
All right, I take a little swig, and then I spit it at Donner and cast bless.
How do you
Oh,
spit it? Are
bitch.
you doing like a mist?
Oh yeah, like a
or
mist, like a
Like a
yeah.
I was gonna say, does that work on both of us, or is it just specifically on him?
just on him.
I think I can just do one person.
Okay.
Unless you do it at a higher level, and then you could spit on both of them.
No, I'll just spit on Donner.
A little bit rude, but all right.
You're
Thank you.
You're not the big strong boy.
And after I get spit in my face, I'm going to swim down to the grate.
And I'll be doing the same, casting guidance on myself again.
Okay, go ahead and make your first regular con checks.
19.
Okay.
That one is.
I get a default on saving throws and attacks, right?
Yeah.
Dremel?
Yes, and it actually is. I bless up to 3 creatures of my choice.
Okay, so you can spit on both of them.
Yeah, so everyone but Thought, I guess just me as well. So me, Donner, and Alder are all encased in this mist of my spit and holy water, and we all bless.
How long does it last? Is it only a minute?
I believe so. It says concentration for up to a minute.
Okay.
So we gotta move quick. So that's 17 plus 5 plus 3. That's, yeah.
Oh no, you don't get the 3 here. This is a check, not a save.
No,
It's just saves.
mine's, sorry. So yeah, then 17 plus 2 is 19, plus 3 is 22.
Okay. So you both make your first check. Go ahead and both make your saving throws for me.
27.
Okay.
17.
17. Okay.
Oh, come on. He got a 17 last time and he was fine.
He also
That was
rolled a
coming
lot
up.
higher before. That was also, yes, coming up.
That was my check.
I
it
was
wasn't
also
my
checking
save.
for something else. You take 15 points of bludgeoning damage. As you are a little bit more compact than you were before. I will give it to you that it does take about a minute for you guys to get down there. So you do currently have the rest of your cons at the Mo for your
Okay.
breath holding.
So I'm gonna try and slide this grate. I'm gonna kind of look at Alder and like gesture down
And
to.
I'll tap his shoulder to cast guidance on him, and I will assist him so that way he has a straight roll plus a d4.
Okay. Do your straight roll, please. Your strength check.
That is and I get a D4.
D4.
As well.
Yep.
26.
26. Okay. So you kind of
25.
25, and you're moving
25.
the top grate or the bottom grate?
I didn't know there was a bottom grate, so the top grate.
It's a weave.
Oh, the top grate.
The top grate. Okay. So you start trying to slide the top grate, and your biceps start to scream, and you actually feel your veins start to bulge a little bit as you start moving it, and it slightly moves, but not enough to create a hole in the seam.
Okay, I'm gonna go again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another strength check for me.
Same deal for me.
Same dealio. Got it.
Yeah. It's a cantrip, so I don't care.
Okay.
25 again.
25. So kind of more of the same as you keep pushing through. Alder, really quick, what's your con again?
Plus 3.
Oh, sure. Okay. It's around the 3-minute mark that your vision starts to get a little bit hazy.
Yeah, so that's when I'm going to start shooting up again.
Okay, I need you to make a con check, and honestly, because you're thrashing a little bit, I need you to make a strength check to see if you can get up quick.
Con check is a 16.
Okay.
Strength check is a 18.
18. Okay, so you're able to kind of push through. As you break the surface is when your vision starts to get a little bit black before you're able to breathe in. And then Donner, what is your con?
4.
4. Okay.
I'm gonna look before I see Alder kind of go up, and I realize my help is gone. Book. What's the size of the hole that I created?
The hole, it's not really much of a hole. There's no like leeway, so there's no drainage.
Oh, so would I gather that this is going to drain the pool?
Possibly.
Okay. I'm going to take another pool just for funsies.
Okay.
Extreme disadvantage or whatever.
Go ahead.
Wait, guidance lasts a minute. Do I still have guidance on me?
You would, in theory, still have it on you.
No, because that's the initial when you guys went down.
He cast it on me the second time too.
Yeah,
When
not,
I-
not Bless.
Yeah, I recast it.
So was the guidance for the second pull?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
As you're
that's,
pulling, your vision is going to start to get a little bit black.
cool. Natural 1.
Okay. Great. So, give me one moment.
Sure.
Okay. So, Donner, due to being under the water for quite some time, and also Rolling a 1, you are unconscious,
Cool.
and your hit points are at 0 at the moment.
Cool.
And you have 4 minutes before you succumb to drowning.
Sweet.
So I will say, as you're down there, there's just a giant. You guys like Alder comes up, and then you just see a boop, and you're like, "Okay, Donner should be up any moment now."
Where's Donner?
My vision started to go black. I had to start coming up. Fuck,
I am
he's not
starting a
followed me.
timer now.
Shit. Okay. So I'm gonna pull these little tower-like things that I wrote down. That's like I could tie a rope around that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see how
Do you
much.
have enough rope? Is the question.
I don't know. That's what I'm looking now. I got 50 feet of rope,
Not enough.
but it's better than nothing. So I'm gonna hand that to Alder, because unless Alder can you go back down immediately?
If you give me like a second, I got to catch my breath. I have 50 feet of rope as well in my bag. If you want to try and tie it together.
Okay, so I grab his rope and my rope, tie it together with my Boy Scout skills, and then I tie it around this thing.
Okay.
So we got 100 feet of rope. And let's see, what do I have to weight it down?
While you figure that out, Donner, roll a death save for me.
I stabilize. So I don't know how you want to do that.
Under the water?
I mean, my necklace. Anytime
Right.
I'll
That's
do
if
it.
you're taking damage. I would say it's a little bit different when you can't breathe.
It's a 4.
Got it. Okay, so that's 1.
How long have I been unconscious?
I mean, you've been unconscious for about an hour. You have another 30 minutes, I would say.
Good.
Because you had the initial 30 minutes, and then I would say this endeavor has taken the better portion of another hour or so.
Hey, can someone just grab the rope and swim down? Just saying.
What I'm doing, he's talking.
Oh no, Josh said he was looking for something to weigh the rope down with.
Yeah, because there was conversation going on. I'm just doing something in the meantime.
I'll be resuming shortly.
Yeah, coming back. I'm like, at this point, I'm just say, Dremel, just tie it around your waist, and then I'll start swimming down.
Okay.
Well, I don't listen. I tie it around the thing instead of my waist, but I give you the other side.
Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna start swimming down for him.
Okay. Alder, go ahead and make your. I'll have you make your 2 Constitution checks as you go, and then Donner, I need one more death save.
2.
Okay.
First one is a natural 20.
I will say with your natural 20, you're able to get to the bottom as Donner's looking a little blue.
And I'm just going to go ahead and take the rope, wrap it around him, and start carrying. And I'm gonna do a little tug on it to let him know that to start pulling us. And I'm gonna start swimming us up as well.
Okay. So Alder, make a strength and a con check, and then Dremel, I need you to make a strength save to see if you can pull him up.
All right.
At, I'm guessing, a very high speed.
Strength is a. Oh, sorry.
Modded 20.
Okay.
Strength is a 19. Con is a 16.
Okay. With those 2, Donner, you do have to make another check. You're able to get Donner to the other
I
side.
do or I don't?
You don't. You're okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you said
I
you
was
do,
ready.
and I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I was like, all
Oh,
right.
sorry, I
well.
thought you said you don't. No, with those, you don't have to make another save. So Donner, you're able to break the surface, but Dremel, as you see, Donner is completely unconscious as well, and he is also not breathing, as he was also under the water.
The second I see him up, I guess I just keep. Is it tied around Alder or is it tied around Donner?
I wrapped it around Donner.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep pulling it to get him to the edge of the water.
Yeah, almost like you're reeling him in.
Yeah, exactly. And then as soon as he's close enough, I'll lift him out of the water. And as I do that, the lift is also a lay on hands to stabilize him.
Okay. Go ahead, and I'm going to have you do a medicine check to see if you can kind of also Heimlich him as you're pulling him up, because he still has water in his lungs.
All right. 15.
15. So after a few, like, come on, you some bitch. Eventually, it's almost like poetic justice as you pull them up and you just feel warm water all along your forearms as you hear.
And then am I awake? Can I be like, and I
You were
bless
not
you, my son, bless you.
I'll give you that mumble, but you are not awake.
Bless.
No,
I bless you. You're blessed.
blessed up, mumbly.
Thinking he's awake. I'm like, shit, brother, what were you doing? I give him a little slap on the face.
You drop him and shit.
Fuck, well, you're alive, so now I'm mad. And I start taking the rope off of him, just kind of mumbling under my breath. Like, you fucking idiot, you always goddamn do this.
And he's completely out, and Vok is also completely out. Donner, go ahead and roll your d4 for me.
Oh.
So Donner's out for 4 hours.
Oh, my God.
And then I would say at this point, Drem, you don't have to use your lay on hands. Your locket would immediately stabilize you as you
Cool.
peak to the surface. So it is now the Alder Dremel Power Hour. Fuck.
Well, now we can't leave them. They're
Well,
both basically dead.
look, I'm going to say I'll stand watch. I'll hang out here with them. Go scout. We don't know how much time we have, and this guy could be out for half the day.
It's true.
Yeah. The only thing that sucks is I don't have a way to communicate with you. All I can do is just go out there and kind of hide. My question, because we have to get this right, because I can stay in an animal form for about 5 hours. So if obviously I don't run into anything, so I have time to do it. Do you think I'm better if I am a small spider, or better if I'm a small lizard?
Based on nursery rhymes and water, I would say don't be a spider.
Okay.
So a lizard's probably the way to go. And if you run into any lizard folk, maybe they'll like you. You could be like a good luck thing. I don't know.
Yeah, unless, yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, it's the best we got, so.
Does Pass Without a Trace continue while he's in animal shape?
I believe it would if I cast it before I go.
How long does that last for? Is
How-
the initial one still up?
What kind of
No, the
it's
initial
not a
one's not still
concentration for Pass Without a Trace either?
Let's see. I believe Pass Without a Trace is concentration.
It is concentration.
Would you drop the concentration as soon as you wild shaped?
No, because it's not a spell, it's an ability. And
Okay.
it says that all your abilities retain when you be shape.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can give myself a little bit of time as extra sneakiness as a lizard, but try and scout out those other 2 rooms to see what we see.
All right. Well, just be careful of the snails. Their slime is well, I lost one of my bottles.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm going to try and stay on the walls or potentially on the roof if I can, so that way I can, obviously avoid touching stuff.
All right. And as he's talking, I stand up and kind of grab Donner from under the arms, and drag him over to the wall where Thok is, and then kind of position them so it looks like they were just hanging out and they fell asleep watching TV together.
Got it.
Like
They're
it's,
just like
it's real
chill.
nice, yeah.
Okay. Okay. That sounds nice. Okay. So Alder, what are you doing, bud?
Well, I guess then I'm just gonna kind of nod over to Dremel and be like, and I'm gonna take some ash out of my pocket and well, out of my bag. Obviously, if it was in my pocket, it'd be wet. But I'll take it out of my bag, which is why I left that specifically off to the side, rather than brought it down with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take some ash out of my bag, sprinkle it down on the ground, say a couple words in Elvish, and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
And then I'm going to wild shape into a small, tiny lizard.
Okay.
And start trying to sneak back down from whence we came.
Okay.
To see what I can examine from those other 2 rooms that we didn't get to.
Perfect. How long is Pass Without a Trace and the Wild Shape? Both an hour?
No, Pass Without a Trace is an hour. Wild Shape is 5 hours.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
And
so
I'm going to be kind of trying to stay on the wall. Lizard has a 20-foot speed, so 20 feet per round.
okay. So we're gonna take a hot minute. So it's gonna take you what? Does it take you 20 minutes to go 20 feet?
No,
No.
it's 20 feet
6
per round.
seconds.
Per round.
Yeah,
so
20
it'd be
feet
6
per
seconds. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to say jump that slow.
That'd be really funny.
And if you dash, it's 40 feet per round.
Yeah, I'm not going to dash though because of the fact that I'm going to be trying to do it sneakily. So it'd still be 20 feet. Because if I dash while trying to move it slow.
All right. Show me the point that you turned into a Lizzie, and we'll take it from there.
I mean,
On the map.
right
Yes.
before I head out.
Yep.
So lizard here. That's where I become a lizard. And I'll go under the door and start making my way on the side of the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then once you get to about this area, I'll need you to roll a stealth check for me.
Okay, so I'll make my way there.
Okay.
And stealth check. So what his... Okay, that's the lizard stats. That is a 24.
And which direction are we going into?
Since you put me this way, I'm going to stay along the wall and get towards the door that's on this side.
Well, I just figured because you were going down this way. I didn't know if you were going to cross or not.
No, it just made sense. So I'll start that way, and yeah, there should be a door right around here.
Okay.
As from what I remember you telling.
Go
So
ahead. Yeah, do another stealth check as you go through the door.
Okay. That is a 26.
26. Okay. As you go through this door, I will reveal said area. As you see these kind of humanoid, very scaled, thick kind of plating. They look almost like they are somewhere between 6.5 to 7 feet tall. Very wide, broad, different kinds of deep greens and light, muddy browns. And they seem beefy AF, as you see kind of camping outside of one of the doors is a group of lizard folk that look definitely not like Gex. They are all outfitted in different studded leathers, different kind of crude bone shields and saw bone-toothed swords. And it just seems like they're just waiting and they're biting.
Cool. Immediately turns around.
Okay.
You said they're waiting and they're guiding?
They're biting.
Oh, biting. Okay.
Biding their time. Okay.
Oh, biting, not biting. Gotcha. Cool.
Biting.
All right. Yeah, no, immediately turn around and I'm going to go head towards the doorway on the other side.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another stealth check for me.
32.
32. Okay. As you do that, we will reveal more lizard folk waiting and biting.
Okay, so this one I noticed that since they're a little bit further away from the door, if I look to the left and the right, do I see other doorways in that hallway or no?
No.
It's just they're kind of just hiding in a room.
They're not even hiding. They're waiting.
They're just waiting. Gotcha. Cool. All right, I'm going to turn around and head back to where we're from, where I started.
You're like, cool.
Cool, great.
Okay. Eventually, Drem, what you doing, bud? While Alder is having a crisis as a spider.
And 29, I'm assuming, a lizard, by the way. Don't be racist. 29.
You were
I
a spider
believe-
before. Sorry, a lizard.
I'm just messing. 29 for my last stealth check. Just to
Okay.
figured you'd make me roll one.
You said how much?
29.
29. Okay, you're okay.
All
right.
I would have just been sitting there, kind of next to them, still just kind of interacting with Mage Hand.
Okay.
If something were to pop up, still have my spear out, just waiting in case something comes to attack us. And then not a full meditation like I do in the morning, but just kind of sitting there trying to rack my brain what we can do to move forward.
Okay. Trying to Dremel brain blast.
Yeah.
As eventually Alder comes back as a lizard. And then I'm going to assume you drop your wild shape.
Yeah, so 100% he is going to drop his wild shape and basically just be like, fuck. It's not good.
What'd you
Definitely
find?
not great. So, yes, we are in the right spot. This is probably where we need to be, and it is probably down there. But there was... Oh, shit. By the way, drop whatever this is. You look nothing like them.
Oh, that dropped a while ago. It only lasts for an hour.
Okay, cool. You look nothing like them. Whatever you had going on with a wires-cracking insurance salesman, it just did not play. But
I figured that out when I looked at the statues here.
Yeah, there was probably at least 10 to 15 of them altogether between those two different wings. They're probably 6 to 7 feet tall, and they honestly look like they could probably beat the shit out of me. So I'm happy that I think I went unseen. But I gotta say, I think so. Like, we gotta wake them the fuck up. We need to. We gotta get them stabilized because we are either in for some shit or we need to swim to the bottom, get that thing open, and get the fuck out of here that way.
Well, shit.
Yeah, I'm freaking out. You can't just say, well, shit, so calm. And
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
you're right, I'm not, but if I was, I'd still be fucking terrified.
Oh my god, Alder, I'm trying to think. Shut the fuck up.
Okay. I'll be quiet. I'm quiet. It's
Alder.
Cool. It's fine. Yep.
Alder,
Yeah.
this thing, like
Yeah,
this.
that thing. Okay. And I'm just gonna.
Thank you. Okay, so we got like probably 12. We can't take on 12. Not the two of us. The four of us probably can't take on 12. I don't know how long these two are going to be out. I can't swim very good because there's no... Well, there are lakes on the mountain, but that doesn't really help me too much. Damn. Maybe... Dude, we might have to tactically retreat here. You can open your mouth now, by the way.
Now, when you say tactically retreat, what does that mean?
That means get the fuck out and learn more before we come back in here. Because I can't swim down, and I have no idea. I can carry them out, but I don't know how long they're going to be out for.
The only thing that I will say is if we try and leave here once they wake up, or even if you and I just tried to carry them out, which also seems like a bad idea,
I can do it.
those lizard folk, they were warriors, and they looked ready to fucking go. If we make one noise, those gates are opening and they're coming for blood. And these guys are out, so it's just yours and mine blood.
Can you make us into a cloud today? Or is that still the same day?
Same day, I can't do it.
Well, meta, just to explain, as a furbolg, I'm considered large when carrying things, so I shouldn't have a problem carrying them. I mean, you feeling light on your feet? we can run, and just kind of book it. We know we just take our same path back, and we shouldn't hit any traps. But if they're waiting for us, I mean, opening a grate's gonna make a lot of sound.
You're right, but at least we're in here that, with the door closed, we're going to make a lot of noise there leaving, and then we're going to be getting chased, and you already have a bad knee, so...
Oh, shit. Okay, I got one other idea. Let me read my book real quick. Make sure it'll work. Where the fuck is Silent Image? I mean, we could just camp out here. If we hide in this corner, I can create an image that makes this corner look empty. So at least even if they come in here, they're not going to see us.
I mean, honestly, I don't think we have any other option that's better right now.
All right. Come huddle up, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm looking something up. You two can still talk amongst yourselves.
Cool. I'm just like looking if there's anything else that I can have prepared that I can cast to be helpful. Nope. Nada. I don't have too much utility prepared today.
Yeah. Well, as once Alder gets over to where we're at, and the group of us are all kind of huddled up, I will cast Silent Image to make it appear like the corner is empty. Which is it's a 15-foot, I believe, diameter, which is enough to just like encase us in a nine square.
Okay. So you kind of huddle up after about an hour of kind of waiting there. You do hear scratching and moving. However, Thok, you do wake up.
I'll be also taking a short rest during this time.
Okay.
Hey, Thok.
What?
Long story short, there's like 20 alligators. There's 20 lizards out there that want our blood. Maybe. I don't know. Ask Alder. But he's kind of resting right now. We're hiding until Donner wakes up because he's a dumb fuck and almost drowned.
Okay.
Also, how you feeling?
Tired.
Yeah, man, I get that.
DM, how many hit points do I come back with? Because
One.
It's one.
one.
Yes.
Good.
I'll touch him as he gets up or as he's like waking up and pump 15 lay on hands into him.
Why did I have to do that? Cool. I am gonna. Is anybody under half?
No,
Aside from Donner.
Yeah, Donner is. I took a short rest while you were still waking up, so I'm fully healed.
Okay, then I am going to use one of my channel divinities to bring myself up to half, and I will do the math to give Donner the rest of the hit points. But in the meantime, good to know. So we have to stay quiet.
I would recommend it.
Uh, 22 hit points to Donner, by the way. Okay. Did you guys know that there's a grate down there?
Yeah, thank you so much for the information. That's why Donna is unconscious, is because he tried to open it, like really, really hard. And breathing underwater is also really, really hard. So yeah, he almost died.
I was trying to tell you guys before that alligator thing attacked. I can get to it, but
I mean, we already
I
got
guess-
to it.
how'd
It's
you
just
get to
a we swam down.
Oh, I was just gonna say I can just part the water and get down there by just parting the water for 10 minutes and just seeing if we could open it that way. But
Awesome, cool. Yeah, this is great. I'm really happy that we learned this right now. I sound really sarcastic because I got to that chapter of my book. Um,
how's it
but
going anyway?
yeah, no, reading is awesome. Stay in school. But yeah, no, that'll be fantastic. Can't wait for Donna to wake up so that way we could try it. Because otherwise we might die in here. So
I'm gonna walk over, or not walk. I guess if we're just sitting or laying here, I'm next to him. Can I check out Donner and kind of like, with my medical expertise, tell how unconscious he is? Like, if I could slap him awake, or if it's something that I have to wait it out.
You're muted, Justin.
God damn it.
Stop muting yourself.
I'm muting myself via this, and then apparently Skype is just not unmuting myself. I have two things I need to say. One is a question, one is an answer. No, Donner does not have an egg timer on his wrist that you can see that there are 3 hours left until he's boiled. And Drummel, silent image works for 10 minutes, correct?
Yeah, I just realized that, so that's done.
So either you did it for 10 minutes or you're doing it, you're just pushing it 6 times basically until Thok wakes up.
I'll say that I just did it the one time, and
Okay.
then from that point forward, I'll just hold. Once I could see that I did it and it looks okay, I'll hold an action until if I see something that isn't us that looks hostile coming into the room, then I'll cast
Okay.
it to hide us.
Okay. Now, yes, Doc, you can't, really tell how long Donner is gonna, be out for.
Okay. So, are we just gonna stay here until he wakes his ass up?
I think so. I mean, I guess we're doing a bottle episode.
Well, I could potentially. I don't know how well it'll work, but I can stone shape the door shut. But that'll be another more magic expended.
Yeah, but then if something goes wrong, we can't get out. And I don't want to
Also true.
drown.
Cool.
I mean, we've as far as we know, we've explored this entire temple. We know that we need to go down. How loud is your water part and spell?
All I need is, I assume I have some dust in my component pouch because it doesn't require money, right? You said any components we have that don't have a monetary value.
I mean,
So-
you could roughly go into a corner and collect dust
yeah.
at Dusty Temple, so I think you're okay.
All I need is some dust and a drop of water, and I can control water for 10 minutes, so I can just part the seas if you want.
now his question was more so: is it gonna be really loud to do it? Because we're trying to be quiet. Because there's a lot of lizard folk out there that might want to kill us.
I think it would be relatively quiet if you're just moving water to the side. Like, it doesn't say anything about water displacement on the spell, DM. It just says you cause water in the area to move apart and create a trench.
No, I mean, question is, where's the water gonna go?
Up.
And what happens after 10 minutes when it comes down?
I cast it again.
At 9 minutes and 30 seconds, he slowly closes it like a door. I mean, reasonably, I think you could do that, right? If you have control for 10 minutes.
Well, I can do quite a bit of stuff with it, apparently. I can either flood the water, which it says you cause the water level of all standing water in the area to rise as much as 20 feet. I can part the water. I can redirect the flow. And I can make a whirlpool.
Okay. Well, I got two thoughts. Either we sit here and wait until Donner's awake and hope that no one comes and gets us, or while we're waiting, you part the water, I use this here rope, climb down there, and try to do what Donner was doing, but like not underwater.
I could
Thoughts?
do that.
I
All the
mean,
water would go down that little canal, wouldn't it? Theoretically.
I don't know. I mean, if you're
Which
parting the water,
canal? And, well,
The little one that's going towards the door? Or is
I
that
mean-
just aesthetics?
no, it's going through the door from the bottom of the basically just going down to the bottom of the stairs. So what you're asking is if you part it, it's gonna rush all the water that way.
Mm-hmm.
How are you parting it?
Well, I was going to part it from the center there towards the outsides, but
Which direction? This way or this way?
left and right.
Okay, so vertically. And then you're just doing flat to the side, or you're doing what Dremel said and doing up?
What Dremel said sounds smart. I would do what the big brain boy would say.
Okay.
Because I'm not the smartest.
So if you're doing it in the middle, it would actually have the opposite effect, and the water would not be going down there anymore. Because you're doing it in the middle vertically.
Okay.
how detailed can you control the water?
It just says you cause the water in the area to move apart and create a trench. The trench extends across the spell's area and separates water, forms a wall to either side. The trench remains until the spell ends, or I choose a different effect.
So it's
The
just
one-
side to side.
It's just side to side. It's
Does
just
not
a trench. Correct.
It does not what?
Cup. So you can't allow it to still flow.
What if you just did the trench like right at the edge of that water so it still flows? Yeah?
Yeah.
Or maybe
And
go
just do the.
diagonally so that there's
I mean, I can. It doesn't say it has to be side to side.
You
It
could
just
do
has to be
diagonally.
It just has to be a straight line, so I could do it from where we're standing right now, diagonally towards the opposite side of the room.
Yeah, man, you know water better than I do, so I'm going to leave this up to you.
Once you're ready, I'll do it. Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
We could all die.
Well,
that's pretty
been
bad.
there, done that.
All right. And I kind of like loosen myself up. The rope, I don't believe we ever pulled it back, so it's still in there. So I kind of get to the edge of the water and hold on to the rope. And then on your mark, Thok.
Okay. I'm going to take a walk to the edge. I'm going to scoop up some dust, grab a drop of water, smear it together in my hands, and then just start, parting the seas.
Okay.
And
So
I'm going to follow you down there, by the way.
Okay.
So, basically, the water starts to gurgle and churn, As you start to split it apart, this rushing water sound as you start to move it to the sides, and you see how deep this kind of pit goes. It goes 80 feet down. You do see the partial carcass of your dead alligator friends, and you do see the grate as well. So how are you guys getting down there?
Using the rope to like scale it down.
Okay. And Thok, you're also going to be scaling it down at the same time?
I'm gonna wait till he gets down there because I'm heavy as fuck.
Okay. Go ahead and Drem, as you're scaling, I need you to make an athletics check.
Alrighty. Modded 20.
On a 20. You were able to get down fairly well. As you kind of look up and Thok, you see that Dremel was pretty easy to get down there. And Thok, it is your turn. I need you to make an athletics check.
Okay. That is a 27.
Okay. So both of you are able to get down fairly easily and safely before the two of you are by the giant alligator carcass and the grate. Alder, what are you doing during this?
I thought I was going to be going with them, so I was like, okay, all right. Everyone's just going without me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do like a cool, rather than just kind of like make my way down, I'm going to try and do like a cool kind of like parkour run down the wall kind of thing. In hopes that I can do an acrobatics check instead of an athletics check.
As he gets to the edge, I'm assuming I'm still looking up because Thok just got down. I kind of. How far is it?
How far is
You
it?
said 80
It's 80
feet?
feet. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can't minor illusion. I'm going to whisper, be like, what are you doing?
Alder, I need you to make your acrobatics check at disadvantage because these are wet balls.
I mean, when you fall, just last minute, throw yourself into the water wall, and you'll be like in water. What's the worst that could happen?
Cool. Yeah. No, I will second guess things a little bit when Dremel says, "What are you doing?"
You already started doing it.
He minor illusioned into my head before I did anything.
No,
How would he say,
I
what are you
whispered.
doing before doing that?
My intention is as he was getting to the edge and I could see him starting to like shift his weight, I whispered,
Okay.
was like, what the fuck are you doing? Watch Donner.
Then I just kind of turn around and go back.
Okay.
And I turned to
All
Thok
right.
and say, what was he thinking?
He wanted to come down here.
We'll bring him back a souvenir. And I start walking
I
past...
walk up.
Go ahead.
I walk up to the alligator and see if I can pull one of the teeth off of it.
Same brain.
Are you both doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll both take a tooth.
Yeah,
Why
you
not?
guys got 10 minutes. Go ahead. Both of you can roll some strength checks.
15.
Strength. 23.
Okay. So, Dremel, you are able to get a palm-sized tooth out of the alligator that's fairly clean. And Thok, with your 23, you're able to get almost like a canine, the size of a short sword.
Fuck.
Damn, good job, dude.
Like, I rolled 2 19s in a row. That's all I got, y'all.
All right, and
That's beginning of the end.
I take the tooth and I put it in my pocket, and then I spit on the alligator and just say, fuck you. And then I move toward the grate.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, Donner did communicate that he was trying to slide it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I will attempt to slide it. In which, actually, let me look at it first and see
Okay.
which way it slides, if there's any sort of track or scrapes.
So it doesn't look like the top slides.
So it looks like the bottom slides? Okay, and is that something I can reach and manipulate?
I mean, you can attempt to, but I mean, it would be kind of hard to since it's under the weave. It's the bottom layer of that weave.
Yeah. Okay. I turn to Thok and I relay that information that, hey, it looks like the bottom is what moves, not the top. So I don't know if we can really do anything here. Hold
And it
on.
doesn't lift
No.
either.
Nope, no lifting. So where's the extent of the spread of the water? Like how wide?
I think I have it going diagonal from one end to the other. And I mean, it says 300 feet that I can manipulate. So this thing is what, 10 feet wide? So I assume that I would have made it like 10 foot wide. If you need me to spread it a little bit more, I can.
I can just hold my breath. I just want to check the walls.
Okay.
So DM, the top part is a wall, right? That's the end of the map.
Which piece?
Like
Go ahead and
up
point
here.
for me. There's an extra piece to that. Hold on. Let me just, because you're in there. Give me one moment. I'm sorry. Copy. And we'll just put you guys here. Give me a few extra moments.
No
Roll
worries.
20.
Let's get rid of that boy because you already beat him. And reveal.
He gone.
Okay. There you go. So you have basically this kind of that box.
Okay. Then and I've already looked all around, so there's nothing else for me to see above the water. While we're under the water, just so he doesn't have to make any more noise, I'll take a deep breath and then just walk along the bottom to like check the walls, come back out, take a breath, check the north wall, so on and so forth.
Okay. Do me a favor, roll some investigations for me.
How many? One for each wall?
Yeah, one for each wall. Do the first wall first.
East wall is a 27.
Whew.
North
Okay.
wall is a 25.
Uh-huh.
West wall is a 16.
Okay. I'll say with the majority of that group, eventually through kind of going in this circle, you see that there are slits in the wall that look like they may be manipulated either to push out or to push in. And kind of from what you're judging, it looks like if they were to push out or push in, that they could be steps of sort.
Like steps going down?
Mm-hmm. Steps going down or up, depending on where your location is in the pit.
Okay. Then I'll communicate that to Thok that I'm going to try pressing this shit because I don't know what else to do. So stand by.
Okay.
Can you do that magic water thing before? Like where you float to the top?
Yeah, I could do it one more time. So if I would have to stop controlling water, but oh no, actually I don't think I have to stop controlling water because it's not concentration. I think it's instantaneous. So yeah.
All right, just in case. I know how our luck has been today. And as I say that, I ready myself again.
Yep.
Take a deep breath, fill up my lungs, and walk to the. Let's go to the west wall.
I would say the west wall is the lower of the two or the three. What are you trying to do? Push on the staircase, or?
I'm still trying to picture what you're saying about how it looks.
So it spirals. So kind of as you go, I would say here is the lowermost step, and then as you kind of circle around, you see it getting higher and higher until you get to about here.
Oh, all right, I understand.
So it spirals up and spirals down, depending on which direction you're going. So let's do like a little arrow.
Okay, so down here.
And then you would walk up if the stairs were out, and then you would be up here.
Okay,
Whoops.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm moving the thing.
I'll see if I can pull it.
Okay, how are you going to pull it? Are you trying to just put your fingers through the lip of the seam?
Oh, that's what you mean by slit. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's flush in, and you can kind of see a lip of it. So it's not directly like jutting out. It's flush with the wall.
Uh,
So it's something that could potentially come out, but right now it's not.
Correct.
So there's a trigger somewhere.
somewhere. But I didn't see a single thing when I was looking around up top.
Nothing new, right?
I wonder. I can't remember if with Find Traps I see hidden shit.
I'll bring it back to the other map if you'd like.
Stand by. What are you? Find Traps. Oh, it's anything that does harm. Yeah. Nope, never mind.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I'll try to grab into it if I can, see if it shimmies at all.
It's pretty tightly flushed. You do attempt to kind of like wedge. I'll even say you put like the dagger in to see if you can kind of pop anything out, and you can barely get the tip of the dagger in.
I look at Thok, just exasperated. I sit down and just kind of like stare into the water.
Any further thoughts?
I don't know what the fuck to do.
Oh, that's me always. We always figure it out. There has to be something. We're missing something.
We're missing
We're not
something.
seeing something.
Hold on. I take the helmet of intellect off and I put it on Thok real quick.
Okay.
What about now?
Do I have to tune to it?
I don't know actually. Let me look.
I'm pretty sure you do.
I'm pretty sure you do too, but I don't know.
The helm is very wet and it's warm at the same time, but also cool because Dremel is naturally colder. So it's just, you get a wave of emotions as you're very confused, as you see an
Like a
exasperated.
clammy feeling.
Yeah, it's like a nice cold, clammy, like when sweat dries.
Oof.
When you wake up in a cold sweat.
Anything?
So I look around. Anything?
You see slits, a lip for stairs, and you see the water that you've parted.
Not anything more than what you saw.
I let out a big sigh, take the helmet back, and I put it back on.
Okay.
Thok, stay here. I'll try to climb back up.
Okay.
Actually, more than just climb back up, I'll take the rope, shimmy it to the side, so that I can kind of kick up in the wall of water, but my head is still in the air.
Okay.
I can redirect the flow of water. I could just
It's gonna rise me
shoot
up.
you off.
That works too.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just gonna swap out with
And then
Alder,
just-
see if he can figure anything out.
Okay. Alder, what are you doing during this very exasperated, confuddled moment?
Honestly, I'm just hanging out with Donner. Occasionally, I'll probably poke him to see if he'll wake up. Just a little, like, hey,
Yeah.
hey, buddy. Cool. All right, sweet, cool. All right, and then I'll just honestly just kind of keep my eyes and ears peeled just to see if I hear anything, because I know what's roaming out there.
Right.
See if I hear anything else. It's weird. Sorry, a long day. I'm tired.
Also, it's a opportune time to just, whisper to Donner all your secrets and thoughts.
So I just start whispering to Donna, and I'll be like, I need you to invest in a company called Pocket Dogs.
Hear me out. 40 kids. Desert. $25,000.
Remember, kids aren't even hot, though.
So eventually, Drem, you are lifted up to the corner as Alder seems to be whispering sweet nothings into Donner's ear, as you have Donner going, "Fucking kill you, Leonard Nimoy."
Seeing him whisper stuff up, I walk up and is this something I need to worry about?
Oh, no, I'm just bored and I'm trying to hypnotize him. So that way, like we're better friends when he wakes up.
Oh shit, that's a good idea. All right.
It's worth a shot. I mean, he's unconscious, so might as well take advantage of it, right?
That's choose better words. But
You're right.
problem.
I should.
you should go back down there. I
Still
can't
read the
find
book.
I can't find anything, so maybe you can. I'll stay up here and hypnotize Donner.
Okay. What did you find so that way I have an idea of what I'm looking at already?
So that grate that Donner was trying to pull, there's 2 levels to it, and the top one is like stuck. The bottom one can move, but I can't reach it with these fat sausage fingers. And then there's like slits in the wall that look like they could. I would understand that they were stairs, right?
Yeah.
That they look like they could be stairs to get us back up to the top, but I don't really know how that helps us. I tried to pull it out, but it was tight. It was way too tight.
I hate that I almost think that it's the that stupid trap upstairs is what does things.
It very well might be.
But I'll take a look. I have smaller hands than you. I'll see what I can do with the grate and see if I have any luck with it.
All right. And I reach into my pocket and hand him the small, like palm-sized tooth. I'm like, I got this for you.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Which it's my palm size, right?
Yeah. I would say
Yeah,
it's
so
about
it's-
your palm size.
So it's like half his
a,
body.
The size of my head.
It's a large dagger. Still a dagger.
Cool.
You're not a
All right.
freak.
Knowing that Alder's coming down, because that was the plan, I'm gonna stand underneath the rope in case he falls to catch him.
Okay. So how are you getting down the side, Alder? Are you just kind of roping down, or?
Yeah, it's probably the easiest way since the walls are wet and I won't be able to do any kind of acrobatics or anything like that.
But Alder, how would you know the walls were wet?
Because you told me that.
I shouldn't have said anything. I wanted you to parkour fail and take 8d6 falling damage.
Yeah, 'cause you mean.
It's 1d6 per 10.
I know.
So okay, you carefully go down. Are you going via rope, or are you going to try to swim down? I don't know how you're trying to get.
No, I'll go by rope. I know that the swimming hurt. So
Okay. Athletic check it.
cool.
And you still got to hold your body weight.
6.
Someone's getting rope burn. I will say, I'm just going to take some of these d6s away.
Do I
Okay.
catch him?
So I would say about 20 feet down is before you kind of lose your grip. The rope is also wet. And you do take 25 points of falling damage.
So I don't catch him?
I
I did say I was waiting for him.
You're going to try to catch him.
He did.
Okay.
He did say that. It's a thing that happened.
You are going to still get bludgeoning damage even if he catches you.
I know, but I'm.
Go ahead and fuck. I need you to roll a. It depends on how he's falling. I'll give it to you. Go ahead and roll a strength check. See if you can catch him.
Check.
Yep.
21.
21.
21.
Okay, so I will have that 25 for you there, Alder.
So 13.
13.
Hey, it's something.
It helps. Ow! Thank you, Doc.
Sorry, the armor is not as...
He
Squishy.
catches you under your armpits, and you just feel bruising under your ribs and pits.
That's okay. No, that would have been way worse if you weren't there. Oh god. Okay.
bad.
Cool. All right. Well, this is gonna be terrible. So I'm gonna kind of like take a look at the grate, knowing that we kind of have limited time before his spell starts to wear off.
I can cast it again if I have to.
Cool. Because he said the bottom part of the grate is what he needs me to do. I'm gonna see if Thok can assist me in some way, just because I know I'm not that strong on my own.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast guidance on myself in order to try and get the bottom part of the grate open.
Okay. Go ahead, and you're gonna try to get it open via your hands, or
I mean, he said his hands were too big to fit into it to try and open it.
right.
So
So the grate, I feel like I need to describe the grate a little bit more. So
you
the grate,
might have to, yeah.
so it's weaved in the fact that it isn't weaved like cross sectioned. There's a top piece and a bottom piece. The top piece does not move. The bottom piece looks like it might be the piece that slides side to side. However, it is flush with the grate. There is some leeway with the grate that, if you were gonna pick it up like a sewer grate, you might be able to do that if that was what it was built for. However, the way it's designed, like I said, the top doesn't move. So I don't know if it's a case of you would like put fingers down and then try to slip it that way. It's a tight seal.
So basically, I would need to kind of get in between it and slide it around rather than
You can attempt to.
pick it up. Or okay. First, I'm going to knock on it, like just
Okay.
see if there's anything on the other side.
You feel it is very solid, as you're expecting like kind of a hollow ring. Very solid.
Cool. All right. No, hopefully there's nothing on the other side that's gonna attack me as soon as we get this open. So yeah, I guess what I'll do. What's that?
If it does, I'll flood the place.
Okay, yeah, flood it away, flood. And I guess I'll try and get my fingers in between it and try and start sliding.
Okay. So I will say, as you try to push and make some kind of leeway between the actual thickness of the grate and it flush against the bottom plate, you aren't really able to slide your fingers under, as slender as they may be. There isn't any give to the bottom plate to like push down and pull up on. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna have you and Thok, you guys can meander if you guys want to chat each other and try to think it out. You can. I'm gonna go back up to Dremel to see if Winnie the Pooh is thinking.
Yeah, as
I'm here too. I just want you to know I'm also here. So
You did.
We know, Piglet.
Oh, don't worry, you are my confidant.
You're his bitch.
So, as Alder goes down, I kind of move over to to Donner, kind of slump down next to him, let out a big sigh, and I look over and I say, "Well, brother, I don't know what to do here. I feel like if you were awake, we could talk this out, and my brain blast and your muscle blast together might help us figure it out. So we know that there's 2 slabs we're looking for, right?" And I give him enough time to respond, similar to Dora the Explorer. Right.
Okay. There's a good solid like 4 seconds of silence.
Okay, cool. So I'm on the right track. Now there are these 2 pedestals that I've already copied down. Could those be the slabs? But they're not even protected, so that doesn't really make sense. There's stairs. We know that there's a trap over there. And you didn't step on the trap, right? Okay. So that means the trap hasn't gone off yet. And I'll stand up a little bit and go look at where we know the trap is.
Okay.
And I just want to inspect that area.
It looks like it is a simple pressure plate. If you weren't really looking for it, you wouldn't notice that it is slightly out of place with the other tiles.
Then I look back and I say, nothing. And I come back over and I... I mean, we could displace the water even further. There's stairs, water, stairs, 2-level grate. Come on, brother. I need your help here. And I'm just going to, like, touch my forehead to his forehead and just see if I can get some of that Donner intelligence my way.
You put your forehead to it. You think. You put your ear to his ear. You hear the ocean. Back to the front. And you just kind of feel like this frustration that when you were a kid, you would get a really hard puzzle that your family would usually try to either trick you with, or you found that when they were the most complicated puzzles, you were able to do them like that. But what you found when you were a kid and your frustrations was it was usually the simple puzzles that would stump you because you would overthink them.
God, it sounds like you're just giving Josh therapy right now.
No, I'm giving Dremel a life lesson that he would be able to pull from himself.
All right. Well, Donner, maybe you're right. Got to keep it simple. I'm overthinking things. I've always overthought things. We got a pressure plate. We have a gate. I stand up, kind of anxious, a little upset, and I look over the edge of the pool where the two of them are at.
Yeah.
And I lay on my belly, so my face is below the corner, so that the sound just stays all within there. And I kind of whisper loudly, "Hey, do you think maybe that pressure plate just opens it up?"
I mean, at this point, might as well try something. Should we get back up there, or do you want us to, like, stay down here when you push it? If you're gonna push it.
I'll push it. Just, like, be ready to come back up if something goes awry. It's gonna make noise. I guess I can just throw Donner down, and if he breaks his neck, he'll be fine.
Well,
He is strong.
if I make my way up there... Hold on, do I have silence? I don't. I don't remember if I prepared it.
Well, I mean, I can carry him and just jump into the water, and then once I hit the bottom, just step out. Right? That makes logical sense?
It stands to reason.
What could go wrong? Sure.
So many things.
A lot of things. Pretty much everything.
All right, fellas.
Everything could go wrong.
You only live once. Twice, or
Haven't you lived like 4 times?
3.
Okay.
All right, guys, we only got so much time. Stand by. And I walk back over to Donner.
I'll
Pick him up like
prepare for anything.
I'll pick him up like a sack of potatoes and mosey on over to the pressure plate. Take a deep breath. Look at Donner and say, "You better be right about this." And push down on the pressure plate.
Okay. So you kind of hold Donner up, and his body is almost limp, like a limp doll. Like his head is kind of going to the side, and you just hear like as he's in a very nice, peaceful sleep. As you're like, "Mother," and you put your foot down, and you hear it click and press. And Thok and Alder at the bottom of the pool, you hear a loud scraping as you see the bottom plates start to move and shift, and the stairways start to jut out of where the water is. As you do feel, Dremel, the earth underneath you start to rumble as you kind of like peer over, and you start seeing, like, you hear the whine and scraping of metal, and you see the stone start to move inward as the stairs start to open.
Son of a goddamn bitch. And I just start walking over and going down the stairs, like making eye contact with both Thok and Alder that just say, fucking piece of shit motherfucker. Why am I so goddamn stupid? And then I look to Donner and I say, you know what? Thank you, though. And then I keep walking.
Okay. Thok, how are you manipulating the water so it's, because obviously it's diagonal and the staircase kind of spirals.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, does the water displace when he does this, or?
I mean, the grate starts moving and the water will displace to an extent as the stairs start to jut out. But if you want to try to funnel the water into the grate, you can try to do that.
Yeah, like,
Water
I guess
bend that, Katara.
redirect flow, if that makes sense, and make it go into the grate.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. So eventually, as Dremel is cursing at himself, holding Donner almost like a weekend at Bernie's situation around his shoulders, while Alder, what are you doing? Are you just kind of sitting there like dumbfounded as this grate becomes more and more opened as it looks like it's opening like a little bit of a pathway down?
Yeah, no, like I'm kind of just like looking at it. I'm like, I thought I said something about that like hours ago, like before, after we killed the alligator, before we got through any of this. I thought that maybe that trap was something, and I just didn't say anything about it, but I was thinking it, and I'm just kind of like really mad right now because of course it's something stupid like that. Like it wasn't actually a trap. This is the thing that actually helps us, but it's fine. It's fine. It's cool. It's good.
Do I hear that?
If he's saying it out loud, you might, because sound travels.
Yeah, no, I'm mostly mumbling to myself, so I'm just like, meh.
You hear him mumbling to himself and like going him hawing at himself.
I won't say anything to him, but while I'm holding Donner, I just kind of look and say, Alder's so fucking petty.
Okay. So eventually, as the water displaces, it goes down kind of this underground tunnel shaft. You do eventually see that there are, I wouldn't say it's like a ladder per se, but it's almost like inserts that are built into the tunnel itself in the hallway that would be like a an inverted ladder, if that makes sense. So there are inserts where you can put your hands and feet, almost like rock climbing, like dimples.
And that's where?
That is down the grate because the grate completely opened.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it goes down.
Thok, how much time do we have left? Or you complete
Control water?
Yeah, did you put that all the way down the grate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is no water like at the level of it. It went completely down.
Which I still how much of the 10 minutes have passed? Just out of curiosity.
I would say this whole interaction probably was like 15, 20 minutes at most.
So this spell's pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Then when I get down to the bottom, I put Donner down, just kind of rest him up against the edge.
Yeah.
Walk back up the stairs and untie the ropes so that we have them again.
Okay.
I'll just kind of have mine. I'll put mine in my bag because Alder, you have your bag now, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So I brought it down with me.
Cool.
So I will say, as you kind of go up and you start kind of like latching everything, you do hear the door crack, as you do see a not Gex face looking at you as this kind of like long, scaled, almost the size of a very large boulder. As these kind of slits look at you, and you hear this like clicking as it kind of studies you. Before it slowly starts, you see these massive claws. They're about 5 fingers on them. The claws are almost the size of the crocodile dagger that you got, just a little bit smaller, as this lizard person is slowly starting to open the door. As you're kind of unwrapping the rope, and you're looking at him, and he's looking at you. What you doing?
Is he through the door?
He is partially through the door.
Based on sound, Can I tell if it's just him or if there's others?
You would. Let me roll something. Go ahead and make a perception check as you're looking at this very not Gex-looking person.
14.
14. They didn't roll too high on their stealth. You do hear an occasional hissing and more clicking behind him.
Okay. Was I able to completely untie the rope?
I'll say you're able to completely untie the rope. It's kind of like when you're about to go back down the stairs that you're kind of looking at him and you have, your arms are just full of rope.
Okay, then I will drop the rope and let it fall to the ground. Cast Misty Step, not Misty Step, Hidden Step, and then just make my way down as quick as possible.
Okay.
As soon as I get to the bottom, I say, "Buck, buck, buck, they're here."
Shit. Fuck.
Fuck, let's go. I grab Donner,
Okay.
and I say, "You guys lead the way."
Okay, let's go. And then I'm just not even thinking about it. I'm just going down the hole, I guess.
Going down the hole. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll. I mean, it is dark, and it is slick and wet from all of the water. I won't have you roll at disadvantage, just because I'm kind, but I'm not that kind. So roll an athletics for me.
Oh, gonna cast guidance on myself.
Yep.
Oh, 7.
7. Okay. You're able to kind of get some leeway. You're able to get down about 30 feet or so before you misstep with one of your feet. And Alder, you just feel a sensation of the ground or the steps from under you disappearing, and you are in free fall. Thok, what are you doing? You're going down next?
You're muted.
I'm muted? Or
No, Thok is.
Got it.
Crap. Thank you. Sorry. I was gonna say, can I reflex to grab him, or is he too far?
It's kind of a 1-by-1 thing. So he would be in front of you, and then your ankles would be around where like his head and feet would be, or his head and hands.
Cool. Shit, boy just fell and died. Great. I mean, I would follow.
You would follow in the regard of climbing down or jumping down? Because you hear Alder at some point, like you hear him like grabbing and like the skin hitting the stone, before you just don't hear it anymore, and hear like a really quiet like fuck.
You hear ha
Ah! Kind of like
I'd
a Wile E.
wait.
Coyote cartoon.
I was gonna say, do I hear him like hit the bottom?
You do not for a hot minute.
Alder, you okay? And I like look down because I don't want to like jump into the.
Alder, you do not hear anything as you are in free fall.
So I would have heard the slip as well, and
Yeah.
I know we need to go. So I kind of Thok go, and I cast Dancing Lights, and I center it around him, so it illuminates where he needs to put his feet, and it's a range of 120 feet. So, and then it's a dim light of 10 feet. So I imagine I would be able to see that light as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I go.
Okay. So I will give you an athletics check as well. Same with Dremel. I need you to also make a strength check because you have Donner on your back. Like
Okay.
a baby Yoda.
Yep. All right.
Now, would this is me like trying to cheat the system? Would I get like advantage for living on a wet ship in the middle of the sea, like being used to slippery wood?
You would if this was wooden, but this is not. It's stone.
Cool.
That was a super fair question. I don't feel like that
really-
was
yeah,
cheating
that
the
was
system
good.
at all.
It was
really
a very
appreciate your shot in the dark there.
It was a very fair question, and I gave you a very honest answer.
It's okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. 17.
Okay.
It was the straight roll.
17, and then Drem, what you get?
My athletics was a 22. My strength
Uh-huh.
was a 15.
15. Okay. So I will say that you guys are able to make a good chunk of leeway, about 30 or 40 feet, kind of like past where Alder kind of slipped, and this thing just keeps going. Eventually, Drem, when you start hitting the mark, you start feeling Donner's body start to slowly just kind of like slip with your 15. I'll need you to make another strength check, and I'll need you to make another athletics check to see if you can hold on to both the side of the wall and onto your friend.
All right.
Oh
Do
no!
you guys
This
want-
is how Donner dies.
All right. So first, I'll say my strength check was a 6. My athletics, y'all want to guess?
A natural 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
Okay, so what was the strength?
The strength was a 6. The athletics was a natural 1
Okay.
or a 4.
So you start to feel Donner slip. Donner completely just detaches from your body, and you see him limp go out, and you forget you're holding onto the wall, and you try to reach for him as you start to barrel down forward. So Thok, you slowly get hit in the face with Donner, as I will say you're going to lose your grip as Dremel is following with you. So I'm really glad you can't see me. So
I'm really upset we can't see you.
Exactly.
So the four of you are free falling. So as you're free falling, Donner, you've been out for arguably a very long time, to the extent of basically you've been in kind of like a deep stasis or sleep, and in it you kind of find yourself in a familiar place, as you're kind of in more traditional garb that you would have worn when you were younger. You kind of look down and you see these kind of, instead of these beaten and battered and scratched up leathers that you're used to, you kind of see these very handsome silk kind of pants and garb, and you are completely laying back in the lilac garden that your mother made for you and for your wife on your wedding day, as you kind of lift up, and everything is just in a haze. Everything is not, I would say, as tangible. It's kind of like either you're glimpsing into where it is now, or into maybe a memory that you're finally unlocking. As you're kind of like looking up, you look down at your hair and you see that it's braided onto the sides, and you kind of have a free flow in the back, and you hear the different kinds of chattering of kids playing in the courtyard. You hear the occasional different townsfolk conversing with each other. Every once in a while, they'll look at you and they'll nod your head, as it's not unusual for you to wake up in strange places when you were younger. Usually you were inebriated, but your mind is very clear at the moment. And you kind of sit up and you look outside, and you see in the archway your mother is kind of looking at you very inquisitively, and she kind of has this very curious smile on her face, and she says softly, "Son, what are you doing in the flower bed?"
Just kind of catching some sun, hanging out.
What I will say is, Donner, you are completely aware of all of your adventures you've had in the cave up until this point. The last thing you remember was you were trying to move a grate, and now
Oh,
you're home and you're seeing
cool.
your mom.
Then I would not say that. I would say, yeah, I'm not sure. I was just, how did I get here?
In the flower bed.
I mean, home. I haven't been home in
Did you
forever.
bump your head? And she kind of comes down, and you remember how graceful your mother walked, and how it almost looked like the lilacs are parting as she kind of like kneels forward, and you kind of get the strong smell of the flowers and the oil she used to wear, and she kind of rests her hands on the back of your head, checking for any kind of bump, and she goes, Usually your skull's thicker than this. Are you inebriated? Are you drunk, hungover?
No, I was just in a cave with a group of guys I met in jail. I don't. How did I get here? How long have I been here for?
I'm sorry, I'm quite confused. Come, and she kind of like lifts you up, and you're very confused as you kind of look, and everything seems to be as when you left. Everything is kind of in its proper order. Um, you eventually get to kind of the courtyard, and you see your best friend at his post, and he's kind of holding his sword, and he's just kind of staring off into the distance as he is one to do. And you just kind of see the slits of his eyes. You don't see the rest of his face as you see his head kind of turn, and then he kind of cocks his head, and he looks also quite puzzled to see you.
Geffen, it's
mhm.
great. It's great to see you, my friend. It's how long have I been here?
And you see him, and he goes, "Your Majesty, you friend, you seem off. I." And he kind of looks at you, and he's also kind of doing the same thing. Did you hit your head, or
No,
you seem like
you
you?
you talked to me on the road. You know that I was out adventuring with a party. You know I broke out of jail. I was just in a temple to some dinosaur god guy. They probably went over it in class. I didn't pay attention, and I was trying to move a grate, and I passed out. I don't. Did you bring me back here? Did you come and get me? Fly me home?
You know, I can't do that. I dinosaur, but were you napping and sleeping about Ooftow?
I mean, I know. Yeah, I was. No, I was in his temple. I was in the temple of Ooptao.
He then looks again at you quizzically. Is this one of your brother's tricks again?
No,
Did he make you
this
forget? Like when he turned you into the what was it? It wasn't a lizard. What was it? It was. It'll come to me.
no.
I'm sorry.
It's Giffen. Stop. Look, I'm being completely serious. I don't know. Is this a joke? Is this? Are you being like Vigfus? Is this a Vigfus thing? Are you Vigfus? Is this you? Are you playing a joke on me?
When have I ever joked with you?
You're not a good joker, so not often.
You're scaring me. Maybe okay, get you let's get you situated. Let's just have you kind of sit down. My lady, can you maybe wine for the prince or something to no, wine wouldn't work. Water maybe would be nice. Get one of the chambermaids. And you see him, and he takes his helmet off, and he looks significantly younger than you saw him last. As he kind of looks at you up and down, and he goes, "It doesn't look like you have a concussion." So, okay,
Giffen, how old am I right now?
right now,
Right now.
my lord, I would say you're still in your prime. You're still young. You're I mean, you're going to be going through your trials soon for the Slayer position, but I mean, your father when he did it, he was no younger than you were, right? You and your brothers, you're gonna go through the trials within the next few months. You were training. Were you training too hard?
Giffen, I'm telling you, I wasn't. Unless that was a dream.
So you were dreaming.
Um, I mean, it was the most real dream I think I've ever had. That was, I was older. I didn't remember how to get home. I, I saw you. This, I don't
And
know. And I
he
just kind of put my head in my hands.
and you feel his gauntleted hand on your shoulder, and he goes, "I can see that this is quite puzzling. Okay, so if you're dreaming, simply maybe it's almost like when you were a kid and you were having a good dream and you wanted to see the dream through. Maybe you have to metaphorically, as your brother would put it, wake up or sleep. I'm sorry, I'm not I'm not as clever as he was. It's been a while since we've seen him. As you kind of like look up and he looks back at you and he goes, Your Highness, you have to wake up. And as he says that, the four of you are back in the tunnel, back in free fall. And Alder, you're kind of the first to break into this open kind of cavern where it was very small, almost like a tunnel. It has turned into this massive chamber room. As you feel and you actually see the darkness kind of spread, and you're in free fall and look down, and you see there's this massive, just still kind of water. And in doing so, you kind of brace for impact. You position yourself and V your legs and connect everything together so that way when you break the water, it's your feet and not your whole body, as you're able to kind of dive in and kind of position yourself. So I won't give you any bludgeoning damage as you're able to kind of position. Slowly, Drummel, do you kind of grab back onto Donner as he's kind of free falling?
Would I be able to reach him?
I would say once you guys kind of hit that past the tunnel, I would say it's Donner first, then Thok, but he's in plate, so he's going to fall a lot faster, and then it would be you. So you would have like a slight part where you can do that.
Yeah, what I would have done is once we slipped and I couldn't see anything, or once I could see things again, I would have done that thing that skydivers do where they kind of become an arrow to go faster, so I could grab onto his body. Because I would also see that that it's water down there, right?
Right.
Okay, so I would do that to grab onto him. Then I would take that the frog tooth that I got, that I pulled that out, and throw that into the water to break it, that I'm not the one, or even Alder, that no one is the first person to break the water.
Okay. So I'll say, Alder, you're able to get some of that leeway from the tooth. And Thok, you're able to kind of, the water does break, so you do not take bludgeoning damage as well. Donner, you're back in the chamber, and he's telling you to wake up, and he goes, Oh, I know I'm not supposed to look, but your father, he's making you something. Of course, if you become the Slayer, it's a big weapon. I've never seen anything like it.
What is it? Can you tell me what it is? Did you
know.
see it?
I did. It's the handle's short. It's not like a warhammer. It's bludgeoning, but it's smaller. I don't know how you would be able to swing it, but it looks like it's a one-handed kind of hammer.
Kind of. Are you sure that's for me and it's not for Vigfris?
I don't think he'd be able to pick it up.
That's fair.
Now, your other brother, I mean, he has the axes. But no, this...
Of course
this
he has the axes.
This has to be for you. I mean, you're tired of... I mean, you threw that tantrum and you left your other axe.
I mean, it wasn't a tantrum. Ulrich just kind of got the best of me and... Where's Yuri?
I mean, she's probably out. I mean, I don't really keep. I mean, I can keep tabs on my sister, but that would be odd.
I mean, I feel like I haven't seen her in a long time.
Now, what did your father always say? Concentrate. Women make men's knees weak. Concentrate on your prize. Concentrate on that weapon.
Yeah, you're right. And I'll kind of close my eyes and try and focus and try to like piece together whatever the fuck Giffen's talking about.
Yeah. So you kind of
This thing
concentrate.
looks stupid and small. I don't think it's for me.
You're not able to, like, he isn't like showing it to you. He's just describing it to you, and as you're kind of
in my head, I'm kind of trying to like piece it together.
You're like, what is it? It's a what? It's a. And then as you're doing that, Dremel, you kind of grab onto Donner as the two of you start thrashing. As his torso and his he's almost horizontal with the water before Donner, your eyes kind of shoot open, and for a brief moment, Drummel, you and Donner are about, I would say, 6 inches above the water, horizontal, just floating. And Donner, you're from what you can see, Thok and Alder, Donner's eyes are completely white and glowing slightly as he is unresponsive. And Donner, slowly you feel everything kind of shift around you, and your vision kind of unfocuses from where you were to where you are now, and you just see water. And as your brain kind of registers it, you immediately just drop into the water with Drummel.
Sploosh.
As the two of you sploosh and kick up, you cough a bit, and we will end it here at that chamber.
Damn.
All right. So, woo, guys, thank you so much for watching this evening. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging out and checking us out for another week. Holy shit, balls. My testicles are inside me. Josh, would you like to say people's names?
Yeah. Mike, if you want to point out the ones that I missed because my computer froze again today. I'm still talking like Drummel. Big shout out to Commander Root, Devlin07, Gandalf the Babe, and Dak Attack 112.
Yep, that's all I have on this side. And before we part, I just want to let you know we might be trying something different this weekend. So if you want to tune in for a fight companion, Josh and I are planning on doing live commentary as we watch the UFC 251 fights this weekend. Pat may be joining us because he has not given us a response yet when we texted him asking. So
I didn't even realize I got that text message. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so hopefully Pat joins us for it because we all like the fights, and the UFC 251 card is stacked this weekend. So yeah, if you want to listen to us talk about people beating each other up, come hang out with us on Saturday night.
And with that, guys, thank you so much for checking out another episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Junk Drawer. We will see you guys all back here either Saturday or next week. Good night, everybody.
Woo. Good night.